And we're back with the final video of the bulky v-neck raglan cardigan knit along, finishing the left front and doing all the seaming. I'm going to reset my row counter to 0, 0, 0. And we're going to knit 33 rows very carefully. Alrighty, we're now going to shift them up and then remove them on waste yarn. Beautiful. Waste yarn. Okay. And then forward again. Just gonna pull down a little bit. That should be good enough. Snip it, latch tool it, and then it's assembly time. Okay, so not quite assembly time because we have to do the pocket. So I'm hanging the pearls here back on the machine. And I will set it for 4x4. Well, not 4x4. I will set my tensions to 4 and 4. Knit my rows. And then latch tool, and we'll be good to go. And yes, I have my extra on there. Okay, this one disappeared. Not sure why. check to make sure I got them all. Nope, I didn't. Okay, so on this side, I missed this one. Somehow. Weird. Okay. You go here, and you go here. Okay, so my extra one kind of got a little screwy. So I'm a little bit over to one side. That's okay. I'm just going to put that one up there for a second. Make sure there's nothing else on this side. Definitely nothing else on this side, but I do need this one. Okay, so I'm going to move all of these over to, just because I want to make sure that I'm okay. Instead of doing all the work twice. Now that is 11 and 11. Yeah, I did find all my stitches. Okay, I'm going to transfer these over, stop production, make sure I have all my numbers right before we continue. All right, it never hurts to double check your work. So, tension 4, 4, and 6 rows, and then transfer and dip when at tension 10. So let's do 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Transferring up. All right, everyone's down. Tension 10. Bringing them all out. Heading across. Generous tail. Taking off the weights so I don't drop them on my toes. The ribber, moving this forward, so the last one, moving, moving, moving. touch tool. Okay. That is good. Last one through. All right, so I will finish this up, and we'll come back when I have this all sewn together, and I'll show you the finished product. I could end the video right here, but I'm not going to do that. I did video my seaming, so take a few more minutes out of your day and take a look at how I seam this thing up. I can't explain it in words. So you look at this daunting task and you think, how is this long piece of scarf supposed to fit on here? Well, it does. So this is the armhole decrease. This is the other armhole decrease. This matches to here. This matches to here, and they meet up at the center yarn mark. It is not a fast sew together. You have to think about it, and you have to very carefully sew this piece to this piece and then continue going this way. When you get to here, grab a new piece of yarn. I know it makes no sense, but the end result, it works. Okay, so I'm going to go into every single stitch on the back piece, every knit and every purl. It is so hard to see where the knit is and where the purl is. Knits are the long, purls are the shorts. That's purl. This is the knit. Purl and the knit. Okay, that's the last stitch there. Now, of course, I'm having a weight issue, and my fingers are getting tangled. Okay, this is the purl. That's the purl. No, we need the knit. Yep, we need the knit. And we need to figure out where this one is. This one is actually way over here. So we'll pull through that one. And to tighten up those two. Okay. Through the purl. And then back. Lift that one up. We want to grab not the one that we finished, but the one before. we want to pull that through. Okay. Now we are at the stage where we stop with this thread and we move to a different one. All right. It looks like I missed a knit or a purl down here. We will see when we're done if I have to back it up. This is Okay, I got to connect these two. So this is the last stitch. This is the last stitch. Okay. So this will get eased in. You can kind of see how it's relaxing a bit. I may move these a little bit. And I need some more yarn. Okay, I'm going to grab enough yarn to make sure that I can ease this in. So I'm going to leave myself generous. Now I'm going to work down this way. Because I know these two ends are true. And now we have purl, knit. This is the knit that I am looking for. Okay. If you lay it on your lap and let it relax, the knits should pop up and the purl should be pretty obvious. Long stitch, long stitch. Do not force or think that these are different sizes. They're not. This one got time to relax. This one is fresh off the machine today. Nobody's steamed, nobody's washed. They're all just chilling. I have no intentions of steaming this every time I want to wear it. So there's no sense steaming it to put it together. I don't want to kill this yarn. I like this yarn just the way it is. So I'm going to finish sewing this two sleeves, the two armholes together on both the front and the sleeve, and then we'll come back and we'll ease up on this one. Okay, so here we go. So now I've stretched it out a little bit so you can see. Doesn't look like it'll fit, but it does. If I can get this threaded. Okay, threading's done. Go down here. Try to get this edge. not always easy. Sometimes you gotta struggle. Now, that has to be tightened up. That has to be tightened up. Okay. But that there is how this is done. We now have the makings of a great sweater. All I have left to do now is the side seam. And then tuck in all, of course, all my ends and tighten up any little holes. I think it's great. Like I said, it's a one-day cardi. Alright, so if you start to go absolutely crazy because you can't find the long loops, then use your machine, well, your knitting machine, to show you where they are. So all I'm doing is I'm just going to hang the long loops on each needle. I'm going to try and get all the way to the armhole, and then I'm going to hang the other side of this sleeve, putting just the long loops on these needles, and then I will use a long piece of thread and I'm just going to sew them off. So let me get that done and then I'll start sewing. I'll show you. Alright, so now you can see all my long stitches. Now if I grab my double I, I can try not to drop it on the ground. This is the longest stitch. Okay, so now I'm just going to go through each set of long stitches. I habitually pull too far. Okay, so I'm through those ones. And this is one of the nice parts about having a bulky. You can actually see the stitches you want to sew. Just make sure you're not splitting the threads. And everything should be just fine. This beats trying to do it in your lap. And you can pull down on it to open it up even further. That is the sound of a house husband baking me supper while I knit for you guys. Okay, you get the idea. Another way to seam it up after you have the long loops on the hooks is just draw it back. And then you don't have to deal with anything catching your yarn. You're definitely through the holes, and you just work your way from the underarm to the cuff and the underarm to the bottom band of ribbing, staying in the long loops. If you want to do the purl bumps, then hang the purl bumps instead. Take a second to talk about yarn tails. If you don't want to have to weave in yarn tails after the fact, then weave them in now. That's all weaved in. Put some weight on it. I have one on this side. Goes over, under, over, under, over, under. Oop. That one's an under. And then over, under, over. Now I'm going to cut another length of yarn out of my cake, and then I'm just going to do the same method of connecting them using the pull through the stitches method. Okay, so 1, 2. Because I'm using the speed sewing method, I don't have to worry so much about tails. Now, I have a new tail. This new tail also needs to be weaved in. So it's going to start this way. Over, under, over, under. Clipped. Over, under, over, under, over. And then stop. Okay, now I'm going to draw this through. Tighten it up. Come back around. Pull it through. There's no reason why you can't use the traditional knitting method to secure your yarn tails.
Well, that didn't go as planned, but you get the idea. You don't need a linker when you have a bulky, and this is the end result. A beautiful one-day cardie.